There's a sound that supposedly got American soldiers killed. Not a gunshot. Not a grenade. A little that. That's the sound of an empty clip flying out of an M1 Garand. And for about 80 years, people have sworn that this exact noise was a death sentence. The story goes, the enemy learned to listen for it, and the second they heard it, they knew you were empty, and they came for you. It's one of the most repeated facts in military history. It's also kind of a problem. Because when you go looking for actual proof it ever happened, yeah, about that. Okay, quick context, because it matters. The M1 Garand was the American rifle of World War II. Semi-automatic, fired the .30-06 cartridge, and it fed from this thing, an 8-round en-bloc clip. Now here's the part everyone fixates on. You load the whole clip in at once, you fire your 8 rounds, and when that last round goes off, the rifle automatically spits the empty clip out, and it makes that famous metallic ping. And honestly, it's a great sound. It's iconic. You've heard it in every war movie and every World War II video game you've ever touched. So the myth basically writes itself. Cool rifle, distinctive sound. Sound means empty. Empty means vulnerable. It's clean. It's cinematic. It's the kind of fact that feels true the second you hear it, which is exactly why you should be suspicious of it. Let's state the legend properly. Depending on who's telling it, it's the Germans, the Japanese, or later the Chinese and North Koreans in Korea, but the beats are always the same. A soldier fires his 8 rounds. Ping. The enemy hears it. The enemy knows he's reloading. The enemy pops up and gets him in that window. Great story. Now let's actually poke it. Here's the thing. A battlefield is, and I cannot stress this enough, unbelievably loud. We're talking rifle fire, machine guns, artillery, mortars, people screaming, your own heartbeat trying to leave your body. And in the middle of all that, the myth asks you to believe the enemy is picking out one tiny ping from one specific rifle and pinpointing where it came from. Sure, let me just audio isolate that real quick in the middle of getting shot at. Like, could it happen once in a freak quiet moment? Maybe. But as a reliable tactic you could count on? Come on. Second problem, and this one's the big one. The myth only works if it's one guy. But soldiers don't fight solo. They fight in squads. Riflemen overlap, they cover each other, somebody's always got rounds left. So even if your rifle goes ping and you're empty for 2 seconds, your buddy next to you very much is not. So the enemy hears the ping, stands up to rush the empty guy, and walks straight into everyone else. That's not a clever tactic. That's just a bad time. Third, people act like the reload takes a coffee break. It doesn't. A trained soldier could get a fresh clip in and be firing again in a couple of seconds. So your window of helplessness is barely a window, it's more of a vibe. And now the one that actually matters. Forget the theory for a second, just show me the receipts. Because here's what gets me. For a fact this famous, repeated in books, documentaries, comment sections forever, you would think there'd be a mountain of first-hand accounts. Soldiers writing, we listened for the ping and it worked, right? And yet, when you actually go digging for a single, verified, documented combat account of this being a deliberate, working tactic, it gets really, really thin. That's the tell. When a story is everywhere but the evidence is nowhere, that's not history. That's folklore wearing a uniform. Oh, and it gets better. There's a sequel myth. This one says soldiers figured out the ping was a liability, so they'd weaponize it. Throw an empty clip on the ground, make the ping on purpose, the enemy takes the bait and pops up thinking you're empty, and you light him up. Which is a sick story. It's also got basically the same evidence problem as the original. So we've got a myth, and the counter-myth people use to feel smart about the first myth, and neither of them really has the goods. So where did this thing even come from? Honestly, probably exactly where every great myth comes from. A real detail. The ping is real, that part's true. Plus a story that's just too good not to repeat. A veteran mentions it, someone writes it down, a movie uses it, a game nails the sound, and every retelling sands off the maybe until it becomes this is a known fact. And that's the actual lesson here, and it's bigger than one rifle. The ping myth survived for 80 years, not because it's true, but because it's satisfying, it's simple, it's ironic, it makes you feel like you know a secret. And our brains will pick a clean, cool story over a messy, boring truth basically every single time. The honest answer to, did the ping get people killed, isn't a dramatic yes. It's the least clickable phrase in the world. Probably not in any way that mattered, and we can't really prove it either way. Try putting that on a thumbnail. So yeah, the ping is real. The death sentence part? Way overcooked. If your grandpa had a war story that says otherwise, I genuinely want it. Drop it in the comments. And tell me which everybody knows that gun myth I should wreck next. Subscribe or don't. The clip's already empty.